Thank you for watching a video blog today from Istanbul in Turkey. Now, behind me you can see this picture. Now this picture was taken in this very street. Maybe 100 years ago, I don't know, it seems like 1920s. But you can see that tower that I just showed you in the back. And if you ask somebody today what is the most important thing in their lives, they would show this thing. They get nightmares of losing that thing. They get anxious when they think they lost it, and I have the same, because there's a lot of things on it, like photos, numbers, things that are important. This is something that many people will agree on. The phone is very important. Without their phone, yeah, they feel helpless. It's one of the most important things in their life. You can see also people holding it constantly. It's just a strange idea. When you see that, very strange. But yeah, it's the reality of 2025. You cannot do anything about it. I'm also a little bit part of that, although I try to minimize my use of the phone, but it's very hard. Because also I grew up in the slave system, the civilization, and also I still do things, of course, with my phone. Now, when I saw this picture I just showed you, I realized that not so long ago something else was like the most important in life. Was like the first thing that you would think of what is important, and it will be animals. You see that picture where they have these sheep going through the streets, and that was the life force here in Turkey. Goats and sheep. They don't really have a lot of cows here because it's very hard to find like larger grasslands here, because Turkey is a mountainy country covered with mountains and hard rock, so it's difficult to keep cows. But what you can keep are goat and sheep. Of course, pigs they don't keep because this is a majority Muslim country, so it's not a lot of pigs here. So what do they keep then? That is the goats and the sheep. And in those days, the most important were these animals. They would do anything for these animals. The animal was the life force. Not plants, not nuts, seeds, no, animals. Because they understood that animals are the most nutritious, are the most comfortable to have around you, because sheep and goats are very weak animals. They don't attack you, they don't attack children, they follow you. So it's very easy to keep them, and they got everything from their animals. First, of course, they got the milk. They make cheese out of it, so you can still see here in Turkey the amount of cheese, goat cheese, is enormous. Every breakfast still has goat cheese, and they drink a lot of milk, fermented milk also, very healthy. It's still their culture. But animals were the most precious that they have, because after milking them you could slaughter them. You can roast them and eat them, or eat them raw, preferably, but okay. They also roast the animals, and it's a very nutritious, healthy meal. And animals were the #1 important thing that you could possess in Turkey. Nothing else. Animals. We in the West make jokes about Middle Eastern country that they want to buy your women with camels. And we laugh about it, we think it's funny. But truly this was the case for as long as we maybe exist. Animals were the #1 currency. They were very important. Like I say, they produce milk. They're easy to keep. You can keep them next to your home. Let them eat some grass. Let them rest. They don't need much maintenance. And this was the number one currency up until very recent. Until very recent we changed paper, and now we changed the phone as the most important thing that we can obtain in our lives. Strange how it goes. If you now would ask here on the streets any Turk, what is your most important possession? They would point out to the phone. They're glued to their phone, just like you are glued to the phone right now to watch this video. But it's crazy to think how we shifted, because it wasn't very much different in other countries, from having animals as the most important currency, as the most valuable to maintain, to obtain, to something stupid as a phone. Because if you think about it, an animal gives you life. It gives you milk. The milk you can make cheese of. You can ferment the milk so you can keep it longer. And then when the animal gets older, you can slaughter it, eat it, have the nutritious fat and muscle meats, have the organs, very healthy. It is life. And we seem to forget this natural part of our life that has been here as long as we existed. We just easily removed it for the phone. And this picture reminded me of the times where a sheep was the most important. If you have a sheep, you could survive. You will be in no danger. As long as you had animals, you were able to survive. Now, how wonderful is that? And unfortunately, things have changed, but nature is still the same. It still recognizes animals as the best possession. Because if something will happen now, like a crisis, like here in Turkey, they have this economical crisis now. It's not going very well. You can see also many buildings are not maintained very well. I'm shocked basically by the state of Istanbul. I always thought it was one of the most modern cities in Europe, and now it's looking like in need for renovation. That's what is happening when you have an economy that is halting because of low birth rates, of course. You don't have all these problems if you start to respect nature and have animals as your number one currency. No dollars, no liras. Don't keep your phone as the most important. No. Respect nature and keep animals just like they used to do here in Turkey. And don't laugh. That's just the stupidest thing. You decide what you do, but people that laugh and think like, oh, it's crazy that once they used to trade things for animals. Don't laugh. It's very ignorant if you laugh about nature. It's stupid. One day you will get it back in your face. One day when you really cannot eat anymore, my shops are closed because of whatever, 2020, you will see how nice it is to have some animals. To feed yourself with your animals. Only valuable thing that you can possess. So yeah, be aware, take notice of the fact how fast we moved from animals to the phone, to paper money or digital money, even worse, as a form to obtain, to stay alive, because you needed to stay alive. And think about how smart people were, how smart God created this place, with food in abundance, in the form of animals, to keep, to hunt, whatever. And yeah, respect that. Think about it and respect that. So that was for today from Istanbul, Turkey. I say thank you for watching. See you next time.
Gel oğlum.
Düşüyorum ceket diyor ya.
Bu şarkı sönmekte olan bir imparatorluk. Doğum oranları ve yıkılan binalar hakkında. The Bosporus is silent, the bridges start to crack. Golden horns are bleeding, there's no turning back. Hagia Sophia trembles, the minarets fall slow. A city built on 7 hills now sinking below. Stone by stone, the empire fades. Echoes of the past in the rubble we've made. Istanbul.